I hit the mute button, man. I hit the mute button. What the world? Well, at least you guys got a chance to jam out this morning. At least you had a chance to jam. Man, Brooklyn in the building was doing its thing. Brooklyn in the bridge was doing its thing. Can you guys hear me now? I think you can. I don't know how that got on mute. Well, as we used to say back in my air traffic controller days, that's what you call user error, Siege. That's what you call user error. You did that, my guy. You did that. All right, so I don't need to share the screen. Let's do this. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me now, yes? Auntie Val's in the building. Uh-oh, CJ is giving us a silent treatment. I can't believe what's going on in Iran. I was so excited to see you guys here. Man, I mean, so excited about the fact that we're early adopters in this new asset class. It's called a digital asset space. What in the world is going on here? Let's do this, let's do that. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Interesting stuff right now. I was doing a lot of leveling up this morning. Let me start by saying this. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What an exciting time to be early adopted this new asset class that's a digital asset space. I don't know about you, but I feel like this banking crisis, I really do feel like this banking crisis is that little thing, the catalyst. It can be the catalyst that starts the new financial reset. What say you, crypto fan? What say you? Anybody else get an email or a letter in the mail from your bank saying, hey, I know you heard about this recent stuff going on with the crypto banks, but we're good. I know you guys know about Silverbank, Silicon Valley Bank, and whatever the other bank was, but we're good. Anyone get an email like that? I'm gonna share the email that I got. You know, it's just that I'm gonna share with you, but it sounds a lot like it feels a lot like what happened with Celsius, what happened with what is it? Not Terra Luna, but 3 Hours Capital. Remember when all these firms were starting to go down? They send you the notices, and some were doing some, videos saying we're good, we're all good. Got a lot of experts out here saying that they feel like it's going to get worse. I mean, that Credit Suisse thing was massive. Corey Anderson, you're right. It is our time. It is our moment for sure. Yeah, everyone's excited about the green in the space right now in the digital asset space. But I told Miss Crypto Siege, let's start shifting some stuff. As soon as I got that notice from my bank, I'm like, let's start shifting some stuff out of that bank, because that feels like that's a sounding of the alarm as far as I'm concerned, that something is not great. If Credit Suisse can go under, can't your local bank? Yeah, not excited about that. RSB, we will survive. Indeed, we will. But that's what it sounded like to me. We're going to get into the numbers on a digital asset space by way of CoinGecko. We're going to get into that, go over the numbers. I mean, it's great to see some green. I'm going to share the move that I made into the ZK Sync ecosystem in preparation for this launch. Looking for a 2 to 5x, just the Crypto Siege strategy. You certainly have to. Don't take any strategic or financial advice from me. We all know on this channel, yeah, you got to do make your own decisions based upon your own research and coming to your own conclusion. But I did want to share that with you. I will share what I did. Just for, 2-5x, and I'm thinking 30 to 45 days, quite honestly. That's what I'm thinking. That's what the Crypto Siege is doing. So we'll see about that. We will definitely see about that. RSB, good to see you, my friend. Crisis brings opportunity, 1000%. Ian Rivera is in the building. What's good, my dude? It is good to see you. Hey, Raymond Heslip, I missed you checking in. Good to see you. Paul Bogle is in the building. The OG Paul Bogle himself. Paul Bogle says, hey, Cease, don't sleep. Crypto market is not going down, my friend. I hear you, my guy. I hear you. I hear you. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? We'll definitely see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see what Jerome Powell and the Fed Reserve will do. My guess is they're going back to a form or level of QE. That's my guess. I really do believe that, whether it's a pause or just a little bit of a hike or rate cut, a little bit of a rate cut. I think is what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a small rate cut. I think they're going to bypass just the pause, but I think there's going to be some form of QE. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this banking crisis is that catalyst that they need? I mean, Credit Suisse is massive. Yeah, it's massive. And just because they were bought out doesn't mean that a bunch of people weren't hurt. I know the shareholders were broken. The shareholders of Credit Suisse broken, baby. Not a great look. Not a great look at all. Hold on a second. Now, I'm told that I shouldn't do that. I think I can do this. I think I'm fine. I think I'm good. So listen, guys, I'm going to share some stuff with you. I'm going to go over the markets. JD Barrett is like, get your stuff out of these regionals and go to the blue chippers. Citi, Bank of America, JP Morgan. JP Morgan, anything. Me personally, we're going Fidelity, man. We're going Fidelity. We're going Fidelity. We do 99.9 online anyway. We're going to Fidelity cash management route. Just use the bank cards when we're just gonna go that route. I'm not sure if I can trust this regional bank, but we'll see. We shall see. But it's again, to me, that email was like, we're in trouble and we're gonna have to try to stave off this being in trouble stuff. So what say you guys? Anybody else get an email? Elvis Pena, they say it's an unfair market area with small banks. Indeed. They're the ones usually folding. Yeah. Oh, you checking in from the UK, Oris? Is it Oris or Oris? Appreciate you being here. Legendary is in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you, my guy. Why is my head cut off on this other part over here? Why is my head cut off? Got my head cut off there. What's going on with that? But they get set to go at auctions where a buyer can be acquired. Yeah. Keela says, I'm conflicted, not sure. I think this mess will either take us over into the bull run, or we will all crash and burn everything, and the strong will rise back up from the ashes. Yeah, I'm kind of on the latter. I really do think that they understand that they need a reset. I mean, Rosie Rios is talking about working on a new currency. What kind of currency is that? The banking model is broken and the banks control the world. And if the banking model is broken, to me, that just says they need a new model. They need a new system. Originally Lithuanian, bro, but 16 UK have my life. Oh, okay. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Miss Crypto sees is European. She never likes to check in on camera, but yeah, she's running around doing some stuff, celebrating what we call International Happiness Day. So she's out in downtown Austin with some billboards and some presentations and celebrating Happiness Day. That's right. That's right. That's right, Keyless. I started feeling bad for the banks, but then I remembered how blood-sucking they are. Yeah. No sympathy here. Look, and I get it. It's the top 8-10 banks. It's not the 9,990 that have to pay to play, that are beholden to these top 8-10 banks, maybe even top 6 in the US. I get it, but hey, you want to charge me a no activity fee? Nah, I'm not good with that. A no activity fee? You want to charge me a no activity fee? No, that's not great. That's not great. Yeah, indeed, Ars. That's right. So look, I kind of feel like this banking crisis is going to be it. Jimmy Valley from Val Hill Capital says I don't know when that video was taped, but he was saying that he expects a lot more to happen this weekend and Monday and or Tuesday as well. So we'll see if some more banks are kind of putting in some stuff. Crypto Eddie, waving the flag, giving up, giving in. Crypto Eddie said that was she shared an article about a group coming together in these what they're calling medium-sized banks coming together and kind of forming a coalition or a group so that they can speak directly to Congress to say, hey, you bailing out these banks. What about us? And I think if you get medium banks coming together like that and saying a thing like that, that speaks. Isn't that a telltale sign as well? I think so. I think that is very, very, very telling as well. What's going on, Kyle T. Morris? Good to see you, my guy. We're going to go over the numbers, of course, share some stuff from crypto Twitter. I'll share this letter from the bank that is interesting. And I'll share my move, what I did this morning. CBDC it's on its way, RSB, but I think it's going to be a minute before it comes. But you never know. But I do think it's going to be a while for the U.S. to kind of launch this CBDC. U.S. right now is kind of stuck in this situation, and that how do they, in my opinion, how do they phase away, or how do they deal with the fact that the U.S. dollar is going to lose its reserve currency status? How do they deal with that in combination with what China is doing? How are they going to deal with that and kind of still stay relevant? So I think they got their hand in, like they're pulled in 3 or 4 different directions. And so it's going to be tough. If they can figure out a way that the stable coin will be good for the dollar. Now, I think those of us in the digital asset space understand that the that the stable coins will be great for the dollar, but I'm not sure if people in these positions that make decisions understand that. But I feel like they're pulled in 2, 3 different directions, and that's tough. It's hard to focus like that. Losing the reserve losing the global reserve status, dealing with the financial stuff that, the fact that the banking system is a mess, trying to deal with inflation and not cause hyperinflation, right? Dealing with crypto and this new form of money. U.S. right now has the biggest fight of all the G7 nations in terms of this new form of money. Spurs, obviously in the lead is Bitcoin, and they're not dealing with it well. The U.S. is just not dealing with it well. South Texas Crypto says small mediums are the ones to suffer. They want us all to shift to the big boys. So when the conversion over time comes for CBDCs, it's much easier. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. And, we said on this channel a number of times, South Texas, that there was going to be a war that was going to go on between the central banks and commercial banks. And I really do believe that. Maybe the top 6, 8, 10 banks in the U.S. survive, but the rest may go away, and then the central banks are just kind of trying to deal with everything. South Texas Crypto says Fidelity is one of the few stronger, bigger ones that we can bet on, and they have a digital asset team. They've had a digital asset team for years, absolutely. And decided to launch crypto account during last week's bank hysteria. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why we decided, our bank has for the most part been very, very crypto friendly, No issues of closed accounts. We've had this bank for decades. No issue of closed accounts. No issue of not transactions not going through. None of that. You know, none of that stuff. But with this banking crisis, you know, it's a cascading thing, and you know, we don't want to get caught out there with any kind of, you know, bank runs or whatever. You know, so that's the challenge. But in any case, guys, I want to share that. Let's go over these numbers real quick and kind of see what's going on. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't done so on the way in. No worries, just collapse the chat, go smash that like button, then come back and hang out for sure. We always like to have just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream for sure. Man, I messed around with that coin ledger for my crypto taxes, man. That was a godsend right there, South Texas. That was a godsend. Godsend. Man, it made those crypto taxes easy, smooth, baby. Then straight up the TurboTax. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I think BTC is the new gold. I agree. Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be the digital gold. It still has to win. It's got to win in the marketplace, man. It's got to win. A lot of that has to do with the digital space as a whole. You know, as long as we don't fall for this divide and conquer thing that they got going on. The game plan that the powers that be have is to divide and conquer. Let's help them create as many maxi camps as they possibly can, and then we can put in Operation Choke Point. And that's exactly what happened. BTC maxis, ETH maxis, XRP maxis, Cardano, Solana maxis. Then they came in with Operation Choke Point, and it's working. Yeah, love CoinLedger. Loved CoinLedger, Texas Crypto. All right, let's see. I mean, we're so smooth, man, important. And the thing I like most about CoinLedger is their tutorials on how to do something. If you might not understand it, it's just great. I love it. All right, so let's go over this market. Let me refresh this because everyone's excited about it. And God knows, I would love an alt season, but it don't look like it. If you look at these numbers, this doesn't look like an alt season. So look, I just refreshed it. According to CoinGecko, love CoinGecko, guys. Make sure you download that app, get it on your phone. Love CoinGecko, love what they're doing. Screw CoinMarketCap. The total cryptocurrency market cap is 1.23 trillion. It's up 1.5% in the last 24 hours. However, the Bitcoin dominance is at 44.4%. Now, I ask you, how are we going to have an alt season where the Bitcoin dominance is at 44.4%? It's going to be hard to do it. Bitcoin is trading at $28,283. It's up 37% on the 7-day. That's not bad. Ethereum is trading at $1,824, up 23% on the 7-day. XRP is trading at 39, almost 40 cents, up 8.2% on the 7-day. And you can see the greens. I don't have to go over the numbers. You can see the greens. It's cool on the 7-day. But remember, this total cryptocurrency market cap at 1.23 trillion is down from an all-time high of over 3 trillion. So we got to get to 3 trillion first. Don't you think? But I'm just not sold. When I see Bitcoin dominance in the 40%, not sold. Not sold. We'll see. We'll see if my guy, Gareth Soloway, is correct or if Blockchain Backer is correct. We'll see. Shout out to Blockchain Backer. We'll see if that's correct. Shout out to CKJ Crypto. I haven't heard from him in a minute. But I heard he's over there catching some gems and shouting some gems and turning around and he's got another gem. Shout out to CKJ, helping people to level up. I love it. I love it. So that's the market right there, guys. With that Bitcoin dominance like that, I'm not excited. I don't know. Mark Phillips shared this. This is interesting to me. Mark Phillips shared this, the guy who wrote the amazing Medium article about how XRP was designed to be a 10,000 per XRP. After promising, says Mark Phillips, to participate in the Flare airdrop, says Mark Phillips, neither Coinbase nor iTrust Capital credited accounts or allowed wrapping, thus forfeiting assets their customers were due. No communication, no action, no Flare. Now, people in the comments of this tweet said that iTrust Capital never said they were going to do that with the alts. Hold on one second. Said that they were going to do the Flare thing. So I don't know. I'm not a customer at iTrust Capital. I certainly know what's up with Coinbase. But I'm not a customer at iTrust Capital, so I can't speak on what they said, what they didn't say. But that came from Mark Phillips. I found out Mark to be a credible guy. Maybe he's just misinformed. I don't know. But anybody here in the chat a customer at iTrust? And do you remember them saying that they were going to honor the Flare token drop? Let us know. Let us know in the chat. Digital asset. Guy shared this. I think this is very, very interesting. Remember when I was sharing that video of Lauren Shen? Remember back in the day, she wrote that book called. She's got a podcast, and she wrote the book called Cryptopians, and she spoke on this freaking shadow government thing going on. Oh, here it is right here, right? A secret shadow government behind Ethereum. And I said, what the world? That was almost a year ago. You guys remember that? Very odd that she described it that way, right? Like you got to get that for someone to describe something like that. It had to be really eerie. She's a proponent of the space, and for her to share her experience with people in the Ethereum Foundation and or community like that, let's take a listen. I mean, interesting. Well, 2 minutes here. Just hold on.
Said to me, shadow folks of the Ethereum Foundation who kind of controlled things in the background, but were never really named. How did you even find these people, and what is their power over the Ethereum Foundation?
Yeah, so this is toward the latter part of the book, but a lot of people also talked about what they call the shadow government of the Ethereum Foundation. And it's different people who wield a lot of influence, or at least at that time, because my book ends in early 2018. So kind of in probably the 2017 era, this shadow government started, and there were a lot of people that were wielding influence in Ethereum, in the foundation, but were not necessarily people with official roles. And so a lot of people said to me, this is going on, and we don't like it for these reasons. And what's interesting is the people that were named as being kind of the big power players in this shadow government, it was fascinating. People would be scared to even mention their names to me. They would be scared to say that they had even just been at an event, not even that they've been doing anything at the event, but just that they've been there witnessing something, historic. So, I mean, people were, they seemed frightened of them, which was fascinating. And even, I mentioned this, so I am giving maybe a few spoilers, but when I asked Vitalik about one of them, he whistled, like he was...
She asked Vitalik about it, and he just whistled.
Or just uneasy about it, or I don't know, but that was his response. So, clearly there's something.
Well, there was a lot of concern about, is Ethereum sufficiently.
So that was an interesting thing. So Coin Bureau did something as well, and this is just this is a guy's opinion on some stuff. Take a listen to what Coin Bureau has to say here.
Finishes with a rare photo of Vitalik Buterin in Japan, presumably during DevCon in 2019. The man in the brown jacket is apparently Ryoshi himself. If this is
Ryoshi, this is from the Shiba
true,
Inu
then
ecosystem.
Vitalik may be the anonymous friend Ryoshi credits for creating the Shiba Inu smart contract and providing the initial ETH liquidity for SHIB on Uniswap. More importantly,
well, internet's not great, I guess. So, yeah, that is very, very interesting that he's talking about this Ryoshi person, and that's part of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. And they're saying that that Vitalik and this guy hooked up together to kind of start the whole, take the Shiba Inu to the Ryoshi thing and kind of go forward from there. And the challenge is you don't know. Like when you're the smart people and you're coders and all this kind of stuff like that, you can get stuff started, and the vast, the public is not going to, investing public's not going to know. So Thomas Greco is his name. So interesting stuff. Who was the guy in the brown jacket? And Coin Bureau mentions his name as well. But I do remember when I shared that video from Laura Shen, it just, Ethereum has some challenges in terms of the move that they made. And it felt like to me from the very, very beginning that they decided that it just wasn't going to be an ecosystem about the average Joe and Jane, that what the ecosystem was going to be about the whales and these VCs and stuff like that. So it's just interesting stuff. Very, very interesting. This Balaji guy, I think Balaji is the guy that former CTO at Coinbase. I believe that's him. Justin, in 2008, the bankers lied. Just as in 2008, the bankers lied. This time, the central bankers, the banks, and the bank regulators have lied to all dollar holders and depositors. This isn't your typical fractional reserve situation. The problem is that there isn't enough in the archive, in the reserves, right? The problem is that there isn't enough in the banks. There isn't enough in the banks on a mark-to-market basis to cover withdrawals. They knew this all of last year and communicated it internally in their coded language. It's obvious from the graphs, the central banks, the banks, and the banking regulators all knew a huge crash was coming. The phrase is unrealized losses, but they never notified you. They never notified you, the depositor. Instead, the regulators allowed banks to hide their literal insolvency in footnotes until one guy figured it out. It's Uncle Sam Bankman-Fried. Just like SBF, use your deposits to buy crap coins, using accounting tricks to fool himself and others into using the money, so did the banks. So he's calling Uncle Sam, the governments of the world, Uncle Sam Bankman-Fried. They all use deposits to buy the ultimate crap coin, long-dated U.S. Treasuries, and they got all wrecked at the same time. In the same way, because they bought the same asset from the same vendor who devalued it at the same time, the Fed. Specifically, as New York Times admitted, NYT admitted, banks binged on enormous amounts of treasuries and other long-term bonds in 2021, when the flood of printed money cut off their typical demand for loans, and because they thought the Fed would keep interest rates low forever. And they had good reason to believe this. Powell said he'd be patient on rate hikes as late as November 3rd of 2021. Then he got renominated on November 22nd and hiked rates much faster than anyone had expected. And this is why I speak to the war, if you will, between the central banks and the banks. Because just like Balaji is saying here, everyone knew about this, the crisis within, right? They knew about the crisis within, but somewhere along the line, the central banks decided that they needed to become more relevant, that they needed to become more relevant, right? When you look at the dollar and the fiat supply, we all know that the vast majority of that comes from the commercial banks. And I think the central banks want to flip that ratio. I mean, it's a high ratio between what the commercial banks put out in terms of money supply and what the central banks do. And they want to flip that around. I just call it just flipping the roles of relevancy. That's what I think the war really is about. So the Fed, according to Balaji, pulled an okie doke, assured, if you will, the commercial banks of the world that we're going to be patient, we're going to take our time, and just didn't flip the script on them and did these huge number of rate hikes. So he raised rates much faster than anyone had expected, which even Secretary Yellen and the FDIC admitted caused the current banking crisis. Why did Powell delay? Probably for political reasons. Presidents don't like rate hikes, especially running into the election year of 2022. And Powell thought he could wait and just be like Paul Volcker, who was firm and then defeated inflation. But the world isn't an 80s rerun. Hiking from 10 years of near zero interest rates in the 2010s was a surprise attack on every dollar. Economics isn't politics. The kind of insane flip-flops you see in politics don't work when there are actual contracts involved. So anyone who bet on long-term treasuries got killed in 2021. And now anyone who bets on short-term treasuries is going to get killed in 2023. The absolute worst place you can be is to have large amounts of assets locked up in 3-month treasury bills. The 5% interest rate offered by big banks is a trap. Most fiat bank accounts are now a trap for those countries whose central bankers followed the Fed. It says, check my references. I provided quite a few. If you trust US bankers and US media, ignore me. Otherwise, buy Bitcoin and get your coins off exchanges. Interesting stuff. I'm going to share this particular thing that I got here. And I just want to see, is it just me or it just feels like very, very similar to whether it be the 3 Arrows Capital of the world, the Celsius of the world, the Voyages of the world, and kind of the notice that they sent out. Let's see if I have it. I thought I did. Okay, it's cool. I'm gonna share this with you guys because it felt like that to me. It felt like the same old. So this is from the CEO of the bank. It says, I wanted to share my perspective as CEO. I wanted to share my perspective on these events and assure you that both the American banking system and this particular bank are sound and safe. What do you think, South Texas? This to me is just sounding an alarm. Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank were non-traditional banks engaged in non-traditional activities. Silicon Valley Bank primarily serves startups and early-stage technology companies. Signature's bank growth was fueled in large part by deposits gained from cryptocurrency. As the market changed within these industries, it triggered rapid declines in these unique business models. Now, we all know that's not the truth. That is a lie. We all know it. It's the banking model that was broken. It was that move that they made because they made the move because they trusted the Fed and they screwed up and got themselves in the hole they couldn't get themselves out of. And I believe firmly that it was the central bank pivot. It was their move. They came together and they said, this is what we're going to do. One of us is going to be more relevant than the other in the next 10 to 50 years. Commercial banks or we, the central banks. I think that's why this big push for CBDCs is going on the way it is. So neither of these banks are representatives of our bank, nor most other banks in our industry, which are full service, diversified traditional banks with a broader base of consumer commercial customers. As a 35-year-old banker, says the CEO, I can attest that a non-traditional bank engaged in a rapid growth strategy and funded with a niche deposit base is not representative of our industry. You can have confidence in this particular bank. We are well capitalized under regulatory standards and have access to ample liquidity. That, again, is another lie. Our deposits base is well diversified and consists of a large number of consumers and businesses located in the communities we call home. We understand that operating a banking charter is a privilege and responsibility to be taken seriously. Our business model is not new and it's proven to stand the test of time for over 121 years. That, to me, my friends, is a sounding of the alarm that they are in trouble. That's what it sounds like to me. Danny Love is in the building. What's good? That's what it sounds like to me, fam. What do you think? It sounds like they're sounding the alarm. That, you know, sending out these cautionary emails like this is really a signal that things are not well. That's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like to me. Yep. What do you think? I do not think that the war is going to have an impact on the digital asset space. I think that our RSB, I think a lot of people are misinformed about the real reason for the war. I suggest people always read The Confessions of an Economic Hitman, both books 1 and 2. I really do believe you should read them. Get educated on the real deal. Danny Love is here. What about the $1 million Bitcoin price within the next 90 days? 420 must be on sale somewhere. Marquise Landon is in the building. What's going on, bro? Laborers to Leaders movement. Get with me, bro. Can you imagine a $1 million Bitcoin? Yeah, I can. I really can. In the next 90 days, I don't know how that happens, but I can see a $1 million Bitcoin. Danny Loff also says, with Fed now going live in June and work with the CBDCs, the Fed is not the bank's friend. Fed is not the bank's friend. Okay. The Fed will be in direct competition with the banks. There it is. Right there. That's what I said. We've been saying that on this channel for a while. It's going to be that war between the banks and the central banks. And the Fed will win. Indeed. Like when you see articles and news articles about these medium-sized banks coming together and form a coalition, that's telling me that they know there's a war about to take place. And they're recognizing who the powers that be, whose nations, 3-letter people and or Congress and or, right, whose side they're taking. That's what it feels like to me, my friends. Yeah, you're welcome, Maurice. Paul Bogan said, "Oh, it's a hot one today. You're on fire, bud." Yeah, I mean, it's just important, really, really important. But right now, I told you guys I'm making that move. Let me stop this sharing here. We're making the pivot to Fidelity, not financial advice. We would never begin to tell you guys what to do with your money. But we're making a move to Fidelity because I know that they're crypto friendly. I like that they're private. They got, a couple, 3 trillion and, stuff that they deal with and assets under management. And so we're kind of making that move. Not a fan of JP Morgan, Chase Banks, just not a fan. Just not a fan. So that's the letter from my bank, man. That to me, now, yes, is it one of our banks? It's one of our banks, but that to me, that's an alarm. That's a sounding of alarm that there's trouble. That's the smoke before the fire, I guess is what they call it. That's what it seems like to me. Let me know if you guys get a letter like that, if you haven't gotten one, or if you've gotten one already. But the fact that he took the time to do that and send that out, is speaking some volumes to what's going on. Really, it really, really is. Speaking some volumes to what's going on. It feels like it. Yep. Really does speak some volume, I think. So look, I think the banking crisis is this black swan event that spurs the financial reset. I think that's the thing that they've been looking for, without question. Fed now going live in June, I think is the announcement of that, I think is significant. They didn't have to do it, but they did. I mean, think about that. It was just Fed now, we're doing this thing, Fed now, then all of a sudden announcing it's going live out of nowhere. It's in June. I don't know how much this will play into Ripple and Ripple's partners. I don't know. Feels like this case is we're about to get a ruling on this case, though. I can tell you that. Feels like it. And I think what could really possibly happen is 2 things. The digital asset space is going to shrink down to real world assets and utility crypto. And that's it. So the tokenization of real world assets, the RWAs, and then digital assets with real world utility, not digital assets used in the digital asset space alone, but used in the real world, solving real problems. It could easily shrink to that. And then, of course, DeFi. And I think the blue chippers in DeFi are going to survive. We'll see about a sushi swap and a pancake swap and, those ecosystems. We'll see. I think so. Danny says the announcement, I believe, was done on the part of the Fed before they know everyone is going to start running from the dollar, right? Yeah, and that's what we mentioned at the beginning of the channel too, of the stream today, Danny, is that, the U.S. is pulled in so many different directions that they're fighting they're trying to hang on to the U.S. dollar being the world's reserve currency, trying to fight onto that as best they can. They still got to deal with China and what China is trying to do to the dollar. They got to figure out the whole CBDC thing, and they got to figure out the stablecoin thing, and all of these things tie into, hanging on as best they can to the dollar. South Texas says the suppression into core utility value digital assets will be massive. Agreed. I really believe, and I think Ripple already understands that. They understand that it's going to be a tokenization of things. The genius behind Ripple and the devs and everything they got going on there is Ripple they can pivot in a second. They can pivot with the best of them. So if they feel like you can kind of see how they changing their wording from cross-border payments, and they're talking about tokenization. Right? There's a reason why I believe there's a reason why they amped up that the AMM. I think that's in preparation. Where are these real world assets going to trade? You got these companies that I share with you, Flux and it's like 2 or 3 others that I share with you guys. I can't remember their names right now. These real world asset companies that I share with you guys. Where are they going to trade? Where are they going to get that liquidity that they need? And I think that they're going to turn, Ripple believes, or is hoping they're going to turn to this decentralized exchange with this massive AMM, in which these companies that are building these real world assets can go and exchange and trade. I think that's where they're going to go, South Texas crypto. I think that's where they're going. They got to go. They got to have a place to trade, and a decentralized exchange where they can benefit from providing liquidity. Remember, they can pair up. I would say somewhere between 4 out of 10 to 6 out of 10 of these companies that are tokenizing everything in. Right, and making real world assets, whether it be out of real estate or gold or commodities, whatever it is, 4 out of those 10 have a token. And if they can bring their token on exchange and create liquidity pairs on the XRPL ledger, I think it's going to be absolutely freaking massive. And I think, whether it be the securitizers of the world, now securitizers don't have a token, but they do the security token offerings. Right. And so the tokenization, everything, and having a place for liquidity and to be able to trade, I think it's going to be massive. And I think it's going to a good portion of it is going to be on the XRPL ledger. And Ripple is just genius in motion for making it happen. But I agree with you, South Texas. I think it's going to be absolutely massive. And that's how they, that's in a way how they win is if they can get 85 to 95% of the digital assets. Again, I'm not saying any particular one, but if they can pancake swap and a sushi swap and a quick swap, right? A Solana, whatever's on the Solana ecosystem swap, a Zyber swap, whatever it is, whatever the Arbitrum swaps that they got going on, and then shrink that thing all the way down to real world use assets, right? Because, again, if your crypto and or asset is just in the digital asset space, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. I think you have to be in the real world with the algos and the XLMs and the XRPs, the Hedera hash graphs of the world in crypto, in the digital asset space, but also in the real world and solving some problems. Right? That's right, Keyless, you're right. Moving a value, which can be anything, right? And think about that. The prowess of the XRP ledger is that it can move anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. If you're a company, you got this real world asset thing and you're tokenizing stuff and you happen to have a token, or even if you don't have a token, how are you not hopping on that XRPL ledger? How are you not hopping on that? When that AMM comes live and they got all kind of incentives to get you on it, I think it's just right there. I think it's right there. I really do. That's just kind of my, my thinking and how I see things. And everything about what that Ripple is doing is going to be great for Ripple. And they will tell you flat out that the number one asset is XRP, which means obviously the XRPL ledger. They understand NFTs are going to be big, and they know it's not JPEGs. Like, they know it's not that. It's not that. They know it. And they're positioned beautifully. I'm telling you, Ripple is just, they're light on their feet. They can pivot and make moves whenever they want. Unlike my boys that lost yesterday in college basketball. My boys went down, Keyless. My boys went down yesterday. Ripple can pivot and move. They're light on their feet. They can make the moves that they need whenever they need to make them. So thank God that they're one of many companies that choose to build on the XRP ledger. Thank God they're one of many. But there are many projects building on the XRPL ledger. And the more, the better. Shout out to freaking Futureverse. I'm telling you guys, I'm excited about Futureverse and what they got going on. I got some Astos token. Let me know in the chat if you got some ASTO tokens. Let me know. I'm excited about that. Root will be launching soon. I don't think you can get the Root token though, right? From the Root network. It's going to be massive. The Root network is a massive. Shout out to Mickey B. Fresh. Shout out to freaking Crypto Eddie, who are on the Root network and Futureverse and what they're doing. The Root network. Let's see here. One Root network. That's not it. So I don't think the Root token is live yet. Futureverse. But it's going to be, the Root network will use XRP for the gas token and the base token for rewards, I believe. Let's see what I want here. Future. Oh, there it is. So I'm really excited about that. But they got this other thing they're working on with ASTO token and altered state machine. Oh man, it's massive. All right, let me share this last thing with you guys. And I'll let you guys get out of here. There it is. Let's say that. Root network is going to be massive, I'm telling you. Here's the Futureverse Twitter. It's official. Futureverse is where the future can happen. And Futureverse is just a massive project and undertaking. You know, got 11 or so kind of like, if you will, chains and or ecosystems building on here. This is just a sample of a video. I mean, they're just doing some really, really good things. The CEO, I forget his name, Aaron something, really smart. The economy of the metaverse is growing, but many Knightsons still found purchasing virtual items to be a headache. Through a partnership with Immersive, MasterCard hopes to address these issues and set up as a default payment, right? Got it. Got it. That's what Supermojo is doing as well. That's what Craig DeWitt and Supermojo are doing as well. digiday.com/marketing. MasterCard charts a path that becomes the metaverse default payment processing. Yeah. Immersive, again, is a massive thing as well. So Futureverse and Immersive are hooking up, you know, to give people some access to being able to get these NFTs, just like Supermojo, without having to have an Ethereum wallet or any other crypto wallet. But the thing that I am most excited about is altered state machine.xy freaking Z. That's what I'm really, really excited about. There's Fluff World. If you hold a Fluff World asset, you can create a future pass by visiting the underground and contacting your wallet. I don't own any Fluff stuff. Root network, the future pass. I got to see what's up with that. But right now, I am just really, I like Altered State Machine. Have you guys checked that out? AlteredStateMachine.xyz. Let me go here real quick. Altered Oh, goddamn, altered state machine dot XYZ. I think this is going to be massive. I think this is going to be not the white paper. I just want Alter State Machine, a decentralized protocol for AI powered by dynamic NFTs, a platform for the creation and training of AI agents owned and traded using NFTs. A new generation of metaverse and gaming is arriving, where AI agents compete with each other, interact, and support human actors. Alter State Machine is a decentralized protocol for creating ownership of an AI agent via an NFT. ASM can be used to create agents for some games, financial applications, virtual assistants, online worlds, and many more. A VA. Now, let me see if I can't get this. Let's see, ALTRED, altered. I can't spell because I altered STAT. Danny Love, I'm real excited about this, bro. Why does it keep going to the white paper? On it. There it is. It's coming. Okay, I don't want about a unique ownable intelligence. Unique ownable intelligence. And I think that's what they're calling it. But instead of NFTs, they're calling it non-fungible intelligence, fam. Non-fungible intelligence. Hold on one second. Let me do something. Okay. Okay, non-fungible intelligence. Alter State Machine, ASM, decentralized protocols allows anyone to own, train. I read that already. ASM Brains, Alter State Machine Brains can be used with avatars, games, worlds, and other metaverse applications powered by AI, owned by you, and traded as an NFT. I'll stop doing that, I promise. Changing the game for artificial intelligence, introduces the non-fungible intelligence and ASM technology that injects life into your avatars, making the metaverse a more dynamic place. AI League, that's FIFA. They hooked up with FIFA. Non-fungible intelligence. These NFTs are interesting, but you can own the brain. ASM Brains are unique artificial intelligence owned via NFTs, each with a unique DNA known as a genome or genome matrix with inherent strengths and weaknesses. With training, these AI brains are capable of learning, evolving, and improving their skills. Interoperable across avatars, forms, games, and worlds. You can take this particular avatar, you can go to a different metaverse and hang out at a different metaverse. Interoperable across avatars, forms, games, and worlds. The possibilities are near limitless. That, my friends, I think is an absolute game changer. Let me share this. I don't know, altered state machine .xyz, fam. Absolutely, I'm pumped about this. Non-fungible intelligence. And there's the ASTO token. But I think it's, personally, I think it might be more significant to own the NFT. NFT enabled. Yeah. So I think there's a place on OpenSea, unfortunately, where you can go and get this NFT. But I'm telling you, I'm kind of pumped about this. I'm kind of pumped about it. Let's see what else they got here. Some partners. Fluff World is a partner. Non-Fungible Labs. The Muhammad Ali Foundation, I thought was very, very interesting and as well. But yeah, very, very interested in this. I think this Alter-State Machines things is going to be absolutely huge. And I have to figure out how to get the NFT. I forget how to do it. But there is an NFT or this brain that you can buy. You can buy this brain as an NFT. And it's AI. It's AI, baby. It is AI. Let me see some. Yep, see. And the ASM ecosystem, an AI-enabled avatar is called an agent. Agent consists of two parts, a brain and an avatar. These two parts are interchangeable, opening a world of possible combinations and applications. It talks about what the brain does, talks about the avatars, memories, and you can see, these are this right here. Genesis brains, Genesis 2 brains. In this cortex, the ASM cortex, the cortex is your central portal for Alter-State Machine utility, used in Lenar's machine to generate ASTO energy, then harness it to explore the map of freaking Aliria and mine unique Gen 2 brains, unlocking your very own NFI, non-fungible intelligence. Discover the lore, preview your assets, and claim exclusive rewards. Let's go over, let's see if I can go over to OpenSea here. I'm not excited that it's on OpenSea. But it is what it is. Let's see here. It says paused beta. Not total volume is 9,000 ETH. Floor price is 0.15 ETH. Best offer 0.432. 0.7% listed. 2,883 owners. Unique. 31% unique owners. So about $700 or $800, depending. That's just the brain, and I guess you have to. You'll get an avatar with it as well. This is what I think. I'm excited about it, guys. I'm really, really excited about that. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Get back here. Stop the share. Non-fungible intelligence. What platform is this? Reading from? It's altered state machine.xyz. Altered, ALTERED, altered state machine. This is crazy cool. Yeah. Yeah. What link is that, South Texas? Spectator Index? What is that? What's going, Kev? What's good with you? Sees how you keeping, brother. Greetings from South Africa. Oh, nice. Old money is shutting down. Fed and Treasury can't keep up. Indeed, bro. It's good to see you, man. Appreciate you checking in. Danny Loaf, you're so funny, dude. again? Why is my freaking mic keep going off when I just hit the share button? Yeah, Why does that do that? I hit the share button and my mic mutes when I return. Breaking: U.S. Federal Reserve and Treasury Secretary Yellen say the banking system's capital and liquidity positions are robust and the financial system is resilient. That sounds like trouble. That sounds like trouble. Hopefully I won't mute myself again. So in case you guys didn't hear me because I was muted, that website is alteredstatemachine.xyz. Alteredstatemachine.xyz. Do your own homework, do due diligence, check it out. See if it makes sense to you. Personally, I got the ASTO token. I think anything that happens with President Trump, personally, I think is always going to be to his benefit. Always. That's right, South Texas. John Deaton said it best. Funny how all these moves and agreements and statements happen on a Sunday when markets are closed. Indeed. And if that just came out, that's interesting. That yeah, not great, not great. I'm muted again. I show my microphone on. You guys can't hear me? I think there's just a big time delay. There's a big time delay in the stream. Let me know when you guys can hear me again. Okay, now, thank you, Legendary. I agree, South Texas Crypto. Anything with Trump is a distraction against you to get you looking away to what current admin is wanting to get done. 10,000% agree. They'll use anything as a distraction. The masses got their head in the sand. It's only you and I. It's only those who are, it's only a small percentage of people, even in the digital asset space, that are in the know, that know what's really, really going on. It's troubling. So guys, alteredstatemachine.xyz, do your homework, do your due diligence. I think non-fungible intelligence is a very, very interesting thing. I think it's going to be massive. So yeah, so it's going to be about between $700 and $800. Corey says, I'm getting all of my money out of the bank tomorrow here in New Zealand. I hear you, bro. I think it's going to be really, really massive. So guys, listen, I just wanted to share that with you guys. My move in the ZK Sync ecosystem in preparation for the launch is ZZ Exchange tokens. That's my move. I've been doing some trading on there, ZZ Exchange. Make sure if you do trade, you trade on the ZK Sync Lite, not Arbitrum. But I think that is what they're doing. I think that is going to be the move for sure. RSB is money out of bank, buy gold in crypto. Pookie, what's going on, my friend? So, and I agree as well. So I think that's going to be the move for sure. So there it is, guys. I shared everything I've been doing today with you guys. Keyless, let me know what you think about that freaking non-fungible intelligence. Let me know, DM me or hit me up on Twitter. Let me know after you do your homework. I think that's a sleeper. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Hi, baby. Sorry I couldn't answer the phone. Did you bring lunch?
Did I bring lunch? I brought you a meat skewer.
Oh,
Skewer.
okay, cool. I'm going to sign off here.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. So yeah, there it is. Ruling tomorrow. Oh, goodness. All right, ruling tomorrow on the SEC versus Ripple. That would be sweet. So there it is, guys. There it is. Hope you take some time to level up your IQ in this space. Learn a little bit more about altered state machine.xyz. I think it's a game changer. I really do. Not financial advice. Please do your own homework. You due diligence and make sure that whatever you do is based upon you coming up with your own decisions, research to come to your conclusion. So, yep. She's back, Oris. All right, guys. Look, I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's been a really cool hang. Thank you so much for taking the time to hit that like button, and please consider subscribing to the channel so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a freaking video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. And without any more delay, I'm going to end this video the way that I end all of my videos. Let's see here. And remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it.